Welcome to January 2024. I'm Rissa, this is Tea and Smoke. Let's get into the collective tea leaf reading for the first month of the new year. Starting out right under the handle, there's a telephone and the letter U. You are going to be reaching out, you're going to be communicating, and great things are coming. In fact, this cup is full of opportunity and new beginnings. Not just for the calendar year, but in all aspects of your world. Just underneath the telephone, there's a dog carrying a harvest of wheat. It tells me during the beginning of this month, you're going to be receiving the outcome of a project, the outcome of either an emotional or real life physical project that is going to reach a satisfying conclusion. This feels like something is coming back to you, something that you previously put out into the world and now it has come to fruition. The largest symbol underneath the handle is the head of a turtle and is overlaid with a person carrying one of those old-fashioned candles as well as a fish. This turtle is actually talking. Its mouth is open and once more it is communicating. This symbol is about something that has been extremely slow moving. So if you have a personal project or a health project or a home project, something that you've been working on, it's moving into the front burner and things are going to speed up. The woman carrying the candle is finally bringing some illumination forward. The knowledge that you have been seeking to make this work out is finally going to come front and center. And the fish, which can represent both emotions and money, is bringing forth the resources necessary to get it done. Starting off on the emotional side of the cup, the first symbol we meet is the letter C overlaid by a waxing crescent moon. If we're going to use that as a time marker, the waxing crescent in January happens around January 13, 14, 15. In that time frame, be on the lookout for the letter C in a name, a place, or thing. Could also be an event. So next, there's a figure standing next to an axe and a triangle. It means for the new things to come along, you're going to have to cut ties with some old things that are really no longer serving your best interest. This figure is very thoughtful, they're using their discernment, and they are absolutely ready to pick up that axe and cut away the things that they don't need anymore. And the good news is that attached to that big triangle, that big opportunity that you have to make room for, is a gateway and two more triangles. This is fantastic news. Early in the month, as you make room, as you clean out, as you let go of the things and people that are no longer working with you or for you, the space is going to definitely be filled by new opportunities, new people, and new situations that are very exciting, and they're gonna really help you level up. To drive home this point, there's a person standing underneath of this whole exchange with an arrow pointing at it. When new things are happening and you have to decide between holding on to something old and bringing in something new, remember, really consider what's best for your goals, your growth, your well-being. Make the best choices for you because more fantastic things are right down the road this month. Just past that, there looks like an opportunity for a new romantic relationship. Two people are dancing. It's sort of a swirly, tango-y looking kind of dance, and it's very romantic and sexy. Attached to it, a triangle. This person is going to come along. You might not see them right now, and suddenly you'll realize there is an opportunity for a new romantic partnership, or maybe an upgrade in the one you are already in. The next symbol in January's cup is a pretty large moth. It is bringing about transformation and change, and very specifically, change that comes from the end of another part of your journey. This moth has an arrow pointing upward, onward. Let's move strong into this new year. Next, there's a little bit of a blockage, and underneath all of this, there's a very interested and somewhat complicated exchange between two people. The first figure is the larger of the two and is holding up a spider on one hand. On the other side, this figure is reaching out a hand to the other person. Between them, an acorn and a sword. It could very well be that someone whose help you need is balancing a lot right now. They already have the spider in one hand and they kind of feel like they're juggling. That said, they really want to reach out to you and offer the assistance you need. They understand that the help you're asking for, or the help they want to give, is what's going to assist you in creating that next new level of your life. The big concern is that the sword could sever this relationship. The sword can represent any sort of disagreement, any sort of bad feeling, bad blood, anything that's not being communicated clearly and with purpose. The other symbol sitting with this large exchange is a teapot. It's encouraging you to sit down and fully explain your intention. As you're talking with this other person or any people in your life, really make it known exactly where you stand, exactly what you're going after. And in your emotional world, that's definitely going to be about the relationships you cultivate. Be clear upfront what you're willing to give, what you're able to give, and what you're hoping to cultivate from all of the relationships in your world. The next thing we encounter is a heart next to a scorpion. The heart is definitely about someone you love. Now, a scorpion can be literally translated as a Scorpio person. If that resonates for you, take it. But a scorpion can also be translated as a deception. It might be that you have to protect your heart from a deception. And in this very same exchange, there is a wall around part of the heart, literally protecting it from the scorpion. Towards the back of the emotional side of the cup, there's a huge whirlwind. All of this change, all of these fantastic new things coming at you. People are going to be surprised. It's almost like they don't even know you anymore. So many fantastic changes have come to be. There's another arrow pointing at a face of surprise, as if you yourself are surprised at how far you will come this month and how many things are going to line up in your favor. Just below all that is the letter U starting to form, sitting on top of a bridge. On the other side of the bridge, a large raven. As you're going across the span of January, you are arriving at a completely new place. The raven will welcome you. I consider the raven to be a very lucky sign. This is the animal that bridges the spirit world and the physical world. You are on your path. Things are going to go well. Continue to follow your heart and follow your calling. There is a little bit of scatter as we get into the back of the cup. Change means confusion. Even positive change can harbor some confusion as you go through this month. Be okay with it. Go with the flow. And to sort of drive home this feeling of going with the flow, even past January, there's a large symbol in the back of the cup. It's a person riding a huge sea monster. Actually, I think it's kind of cool. It's almost like you're surprising yourself. You didn't realize that you could conquer something as huge and monstrous as this sea creature. You're on its back, you're cutting through the water, and you are in your power. Underneath of that, the letter L, which may be associated with a person, place, thing, or event past the month of January. And under that, 2 exclamation points. Once more, it's like, wow, I can do this. There's so much going on. I've got it under control and I'm moving forward with all of my goals and dreams. Just below, there's an animal digging in the dirt. As you get past February, you're going to need to continue to keep digging, to really dig into what it is you want in your life, what it is you need to go forward, and perhaps even old ideas whose time has come. You'll look through old journals, you'll be finding old things on your desktop. Some of those ideas, the time has come to make them happen. Moving into the material side of the cup, this is about your place, your job, your education, your stuff. The first thing we see is a person constructing a new gateway. It's illuminated by a street lamp, it's looked over by a rabbit, and just underneath, it's attached to another huge triangle. Here you are, forging your path onward. And I don't think you're particularly worried about your demons from the past, because they're showing up under your feet as 3 teeny tiny little dinosaurs. Whoever these 3 people are, or these 3 situations, you've pretty much left them behind. You're not worried about them anymore, and it doesn't look like you're worried about taking them with you going forward. Bravo! Finally, leaving the past in the past and taking good care of you. The next thing we see in the material side of the cup is stability. There's a large square forming and it's attached to the turtle, as if you've been working a long time on creating stability, on creating a foundation for yourself in your material world. Now, January 2024, you're seeing it come to life. It's becoming real at long last, and you are going to have such a great sense of pride and happiness in these results. Moving into the middle of the material side of the cup, there are several very large, very fierce creatures. Let's go first with that great big dragon. The dragon is showing up flying. It is truly exercising all of its power. There's no stronger animal in the teacup world, not in the way I read, So the fact that you have a dragon tells me that you are going to pretty much be on top of things this month in your material world. And whether for you that's about your home, your car, your education, your job, your business, you're going to be on top of it. This dragon is kind of landing right on top of the material side of the cup. It does have a heart. So even if you're boldly or somewhat aggressively going after your goals, I see that you're doing it with great love. Just at that dragon's tail is another dragon. It's holding the letter U in its mouth. You, in fact, are these dragons. And between the two are 3 complete circles. They are small and very faint. 3 things are going to get finished. For you, this could be home projects or something at work, something at school, but look for 3 things to reach a final state in January. Underneath the large dragon, and sort of sharing space with it, is the form of a blue jay. Blue jays are magnificent birds. They have gorgeous color. And in the part of the world where I live, the mid-Atlantic of the United States, in the winter, we see a lot of blue jays. In native lore of this region, blue jays are about change to come. This is yet another sign that more big changes are on the way in your material world. The blue jay is touching both a heart and another square. So it's bringing forward changes that you're going to like, and they're going to create more foundation and stability for you. It's really possible that the blue jay's changes won't be complete in the month of January. Look for this to take a little bit longer, but to be totally worth the effort. Just past the heart are 3 ocean waves. Again, it's that number 3 showing up in the cup once more. The 3 ocean waves are flashing into the new heart, and they are again accompanied by the letter U. You are going to feel emotional about the changes happening in your material world. Be with it, embrace it, and allow it to come. As these waves come crashing over you, realize that sometimes change is happening for you. Above all that, a squirrel. This squirrel is not my usual squirrel in the cup. This squirrel's kind of looking over his shoulder. This squirrel is about caution. As you go forward in your material world, especially towards the end of the month, spend conservatively and make wise decisions with all of your resources. The squirrel is always about holding on to your nuts and seeds as necessary. By the squirrel's foot is a butterfly. All these changes are going to end up feeling absolutely beautiful, even if they're a little awkward while you go through the process. The butterfly represents a complete change, and as you reach the end of the month, you might start to see this coming to light. The last 2 symbols showing up on the material side are an upside-down horse who's running rapidly towards you, as well as a black sheep. The horse is another sign of rapid change. However, this one is upside down. Something's probably gonna come cruising along quickly into your life, and you're not quite sure about it. Again, trust your feelings. If something's just not adding up the way it's supposed to, like, an upside down horse, consider whether it's really best for you. The black sheep is showing up to remind you to be yourself. When it comes to matters of your profession, your education, your home, show up as you and be authentic. There's really no point going into a situation that you're not going to be yourself. So be you. Be your own individual awesome self. Finally, in the middle of the cup, we're looking at time beyond January. The letter U reaching a crest, rising upward and onward. Looking at this cup, it's going to be a very positive spring. There is yet another crescent, as if more things are coming within the month past January's crescent moon, and you're going to continue to rise. Just be sure to stay true to yourself and stick to that path towards your most authentic dream life. Thanks so much for joining me for January 2024's collective tea leaf reading. Remember, I will never reach out to you on any platform to offer you a private reading. If you want a private reading, you have to reach out to me. You can visit me online at teandsmoke.com. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or share with a friend. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I'm wishing you a fantastic start of the new year.